Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my studio. In a previous video, I showed you how to make these beautiful, dazzling dichroic dragonflies. Now I'm going to show you different ways that you might want to display them in your garden. So, what I have here is copper tubing. It's a type used on refrigerators. You buy it at your home improvement store. But the nice thing about it is it's very pliable. You can make contours, you can make shapes out of it, and it makes a great plant stake, or a thing that you can attach your art to and then put it in a pot outside, a pot inside, or in a vase, maybe in the house. My mini co-director is pretty happy with the content here, so he's giving us his happy noises. He's co-directing from the sidelines. So first thing I do is take the copper tubing, kind of uncoil it, decide on a length, which I think this looks like, and I generally, when I do things like this, I have 3 dragonflies. I generally do them 3 different lengths so that I have a nice staggering in the display. So I've got like one low, one medium, one high. You can make adjustments to that arrangement and that height once they're glued on and you're in the setting you plan to use them. For right now, I've got this one's kind of, consider that one kind of long. So I'm going to take this tubing, I'm going to decide I'm going to cut it right here. Take my hacksaw here. And basically I just get the, it's going to be a little noisy. All right. If you just get it started, we got a little bit of a crease there, and then you bend it backwards. It's a little stiff at first. Then it breaks off real easy. Now, if you have an electric saw with a blade for metal, that would be a whole lot easier, of course. Now I'm going to just take this one end, where I'm going to put the dragonfly, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put it over here on the corner of the table where there's a 4x4 and it's real sturdy. You could also do this on, you know, what is like a mallet or something, or a metal surface or a cinder block or something. I'm going to take this hammer and I'm going to smash it to make it nice and flat so that I can glue the glass on there in such a way that it sits nicely and I get more contact. You see that? I get more contact with the glass and the metal. Now I want to give this piece a little bit of shape. So on this one, I wrap the tubing around this can of paint to get a nice big wide circular pattern. This one I'm going to wrap around this spray can of paint. So you can wrap it around anything you want to, a PVC pipe, a metal pipe, anything that's strong enough that when you bend it, it won't give way. So as you can see how pliable this stuff is. Oh boy, there's our happy director over there giving us more advice. And look how cool that is, right? And then you can stretch it out. Now this area right here, I'm going to give that a little bit of a contour this way so it faces down and up a little bit. Over here, I'm going to come in about this far, right here, and I'm going to bend this down like that. There we go. Oh, this is kind of stiff. Let me grab a pair of pliers here. There we go. I'm going to grab this and bend it down a little bit. I don't know, it might have been easier to do with my hands. Okay. Oh, that one's stiff. Okay, so now I have this crazy shape, but it's got a nice kind of natural look to it. So I like that. I like that a lot. See how pretty that's going to be with the dragonfly on there? Yeah, that's cool, right? All right, so this part from here down is going to stick in the dirt in the pot. So what I found is if you leave this round, when you put it in the pot, it does this or it does this and it falls over. So what I do is take the hammer and I flatten this part out again, and it gives a little bit of friction in the dirt, so it tends to stay better. Now, if you're going to have your piece going this way, you probably want to flatten it this way. So you want to put a little thought into this. So we're going to flatten this in this direction. Let's put it in the corner over here because this is where I have more leverage. There's something kind of fun about having a hammer in your glass studio. There we go. All right, so now I've got this nice flat spot to go in the dirt. I've got this fun curve, and I have this nice flat spot here for the dragonfly. So I'm going to put this on here. I think it looks pretty good. You see that? It looks pretty good there. So now this is the super duper tricky part. What we want to do is turn this dragonfly upside down and figure out a way to prop this in such a way that we can glue these two things together and let it dry overnight. So what I have here, some jars of frit that are full, so they're a little weighty. Got that. I have some masking tape. I have some bubble wrap. And I'm going to try to figure out how to get this piece to sit like that. That's pretty good right there, actually. Maybe that. And I don't know where to put this one. Maybe this one here. Let me turn this so you can see a little bit better what's going on. So when I glue glass to metal, I use any number of methods to achieve the results. You can prop it up with anything. Maybe a cardboard box, maybe peanuts, you know, packing peanuts, whatever works for you. So I'm going to try to doing right now. First, see if I can get this. First I want this dragonfly up a little bit. So to do that, I need a little bit of bubble wrap. Oh, let's see, I need a razor here. There we go. No shortage of excitement here in the studio with our junior director over here. Yeah, you. I see you. Yes, I do, you sweet thing. All right, let's lift this up with a little bit of bubble wrap right here. Maybe a little too high, I don't know. Try a little bit over here. We're running out of time. All right, let's try this a little bit more here. All right, so we're going to continue to prop this and glue it, and then we'll show you the results. All right, junior director is taking a break. So here we are back in the studio, and I thought I might try these little packing peanuts to hold this dragonfly up. A lot of times these packing peanuts are just right because you can turn them, they're soft, they don't damage your glass, they give it nice structural support, and they work great for a lot of different things. But right now, I think we have too much of an angle, so let's try changing that a little bit. Or if I lift this up a little bit, you can see this part of, this part of the assembly, it's helpful to have extra hands. It's helpful to have, you know, these props and things. It's helpful to have masking tape. All right, let's see if we can tape this here. Electrical tape works nicely too, because it actually, if you're trying to tape something to the glass, electrical tape works really nicely because it actually sticks pretty well to the glass. You know, I'm going to think, I think that we're getting pretty close here. So the idea is I'm trying to get this piece of metal and the glass level because this this glue is like honey. And if the glass and the metal are at a bit of an angle, it's going to run. And I don't know where it's going to end up tomorrow. And I want it to be just between the glass and the metal. So I went ahead, I'm trying to get that where those two pieces are together, but kind of level. I'm going to put some glue right here. Cover that up because otherwise the glue ends up all over my table, which I'm not a fan of. All right, we're going to lift this up, put that on there. Okay. Hey, look. The glue, oh, well, all right, let's see. What are we going to put up here? I thought for a second the glue was actually going to hold it, but it doesn't. Let's try, oops, oh gosh. Hold on. Let's try this again. I'll lift this up, push this down. This is going to be outside in the garden. I'm not real worried about the glue being a little sloppy. I'm more concerned about it being secure, about the project being secure. So let's, what are we going to do here? What do we need? Something under the body to hold it there, or I could, let's see. Let's do that for a second. Ooh, that's working. Like I said, we use anything we have on hand to try to make this work. And we're going to do this for all three of these dragonflies. Now, look at this crazy shape I've going on here. Don't worry about that. We can shape that. We can change that and adjust it to whatever makes this dragonfly look really pretty in whatever setting we're going to put it in. So I'm not real concerned about that. The reason I flatten it in advance of gluing, and the reason I put the curve in it in advance, is because I don't want to put any pressure on the glue and the glass where those two come together, because I want that to be really strong. So by doing some of this contouring in advance, when I do make changes after it's been glued, the changes are kind of minimal. All right, let's just go ahead and put this piece of tape right here. Now there might end up getting glue, this tape might end up being stuck to the glass. Let's put another piece right here underneath. All right. And if there's a little bit of glue and tape stuck together, I'll worry about that tomorrow. Hey, welcome back to the studio. We have a fabulous day here, and check out this contraption I have going on. I have this dragonfly actually taped to this can of paint because that worked well to hold the metal in the right direction. This one, I have tape holding the metal on the dragonfly. I have peanuts underneath it. I have bubble wrap. I have jars of frit over here. I taped it to the frit. I know what's going on there. Over here, I ran out of jars of frit, so I'm using my pliers, my wire cutters, and my hammer to hold this thing in such a way that the glue will stick and that the metal has really good contact with that glass. I mean, this is just getting resourceful and using whatever you have in your studio, oops, that works to hold your stuff together. So I'm using a combination of props, tape, weight, glue, all these things to hold this stuff together. So let's move that out of the way. First one, this will be the easiest one. Let's just move that hammer over. And wow, look how fun that, ooh, a little weighty. Look how fun that is. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my gosh, look how nice that's gonna be in the garden. Wow, and now, as I mentioned, I try not to do bending too close to the design or the feature item here, and I could do bending here, but all this part right here, as long as you're working away from that glue and the glass connection there, you can bend this any way you want once you get to the yard and decide where you want it to go. Maybe you want this, you know, out more or whatever. Just keep that bending away from the area here where the glass and metal come in contact, because if you put pressure on that, you're going to loosen that contact and the pieces will come apart. We don't want that to happen. So that one, look at my, I love that. That's just beautiful.
It's going in my garden, right?
Nikki is rallying to get these to go to her house, and I'll tell you, I have no shortage of yard art, so that's probably where they'll end up. All right, now this one, let's go ahead and untape here. Now this glue has had a chance to dry a little bit more than overnight, so I'm anticipating it's very strong at this point, but so is the tape. All right, let's pull this one out. All right, look at this one. Ooh, look, that's stuck. Oh, that one's stuck to, that's stuck to the glue, that's all right. Oh, we may need we're gonna get a razor blade or a scissor over here to cut that, because I don't want to put pressure on the glue where it's in contact with the metal, because I don't want this to pop off, because then I'd have to wait another day. And we're too excited about this. All right, that worked out pretty well. I'll move these out of the way. All right, that's working nicely there. All right, take this tape off. Oh, that one's coming off beautifully. Right there, it's stuck to the glue a little bit, but oh look, it's coming right off, no problem. Right here, let's get that off there. Oh gosh. All right, let's bring this around. Okay, that's coming off very nicely. I'm very pleased. I was worried it was going to be glued to the glue and stuck on there too much. Wow, look at this. We got a little extra glue there. I'll take that off with a razor blade, but look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, aren't these just beautiful? Now remember the how to make the dragonfly videos in a previous video. Nikki's going to put that little information for you in this video so you can find it. Now this curvature is a little crazy. This may or may not work in the garden. We may have to bring this part kind of under the dragonfly more in order to support it. It also depends on what you're pressing this into. If you're pressing it into sand, beach sand might boop, pop over. If you're pressing it into something really hard or between a bunch of rocks or up against maybe the edge of a pot, maybe it'd be just fine. But you do have some flexibility with this shape once you get to the garden. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. That one stands. Okay. Well, Nikki just shared her beautiful garden vision with me, and she would like to make a full-size sunflower bird bath. And she envisions these dragonflies floating away from that bird bath in the corner and making a beautiful visual display in her yard. So I think we'll have to make that happen. So let's go ahead and untape this one. And boy, that can of paint came in super handy there, didn't it?
You also used it to wrap the coils, right?
Yes, I did. I used this can to wrap the coils, and I used this size can to wrap the other ones. And look at that. Oh, look. Oh boy, this is not great. Look here. We have a little disconnect. Didn't work well, didn't connect well. I'm not sure why. It almost just looks like the glass was too shiny. Whoop, let's not bend, let's not knock that over. All right, this is just not going to work on this one. Matter of fact, it looks like the only thing holding it on is the tape. We don't want to damage the glass, so let's just cut that off. All right, so this is a great example of this glue being like rubber cement. It just didn't want to stick to that glass. So what I may do is take a sickle stone, give this glass a little texture, and then we're just going to glue that again. So 2 out of 3, we're doing pretty good. I consider that a success. All right, we'll worry about that later. I'll take a knife, cut that off, get the glue off, and then we'll re-glue that one. So I'm thinking what might have happened is while it was gluing, the glass and the metal did this, and they didn't have good contact. Probably either because I didn't have the tape in a good spot for here to hold it down, or I didn't have the Dragonfly supported up enough. Not really sure, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and get that glued, and then we'll get that back together so we have these 3 beautiful dragonflies to put in the garden. So I'm really pleased with the way these came out. I even like the copper color with the color of the dragonflies. It's kind of warm toned. It's really nice with that cool tone. Now the copper may or may not tarnish over time. That's fine. You could paint it. If you didn't like this copper color, you could paint it black, you could paint it green, you could paint it whatever color you like. Match the dragonflies, paint it, you know, whatever works for you. All right, well, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to take your, garden elements that you might make, and then different ways that you can use them. You can put them on the copper wire, you can put them on a plant stake, you could just hang them, from a fishing line in a tree, any number of reasons. You could glue them to the edge of a bird bath. Forgo the this copper altogether. You could run them into copper, or wire wrapping things. A variety of different ways. Get creative. I know you can do it. Just thought I'd show you one of the ways that we're doing it here in the studio. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to, take your fused glass and some different variety of ways to display it. Please follow my YouTube channel. That way you'll be notified as soon as I have new videos coming out. Like, share. We love it when you do that. We get notifications every week of the wonderful response that you're giving us. And we love to see those numbers going up. We love to see how many times this video has been shared, how many times you've commented, how many people have watched it. So thank you so much. We're gaining new subscribers every week, new viewers, new likes, new comments. We appreciate that for you, and we love seeing it. So thank you. Also, please consider becoming a premium video member. We'd love to have you. You get exclusive content just for members. For as little as $10 a month, you get now 25 video courses. Awesome. And we're making new stuff, coming out with new pieces all the time, so we would love to have you. And until next time, happy fusing.